Hello students, I am Isha Mendirata. In today's video, I will be discussing the simplest of all semiconductor devices, which is known as a PN junction diode. Let's start. So starting with, what is a PN junction diode? A PN junction diode, as I said, is the simplest semiconductor device. Let's see what a PN junction diode is. So it is a two-terminal semiconductor device which allows current to flow only in one direction and it blocks the current in the reverse direction. Yes, it is a specific type of device which will allow current to flow only in one particular condition, whereas it will oppose the current in the opposite or the reverse direction. Let's have a better look at what a PN junction diode is. How does it look like? So this diagram shows you how a PN junction diode looks like. So it is basically formed when you fuse a p-type and n-type semiconductors. Now we all know that p-type semiconductors have holes as majority charge carriers and n-type semiconductors have electrons as majority charge carriers, right? So here in this diagram you can see that n-type is indicated by the blue colored and free electrons are indicated by red. And on the opposite side, you have a p-type material where you can see the holes are present. And in between them, there is a layer or a region formed which is known as the depletion layer. We'll be discussing shortly what is this depletion layer and how is this depletion layer formed. In the below two diagrams, you can see the symbol of a PN junction diode. So it is represented by a triangle and a vertical or a standing line. The triangle indicates the anode, that means the positive terminal of diode, and the vertical line indicates the cathode, that is the negative terminal of the PN junction diode. In this same diagram below, you can see how actually a PN junction diode looks like. So this is a PN junction diode having material silicon. In this you can see there's a small cylinder in between and there's a ring, a grey colored ring. So the grey colored ring represents the cathode and the black colored cylindrical portion represents the anode. Just by looking at the diode, with the help of this diagram, you can come to know which is the positive terminal of the diode and which is the negative terminal of the diode, because proper connection of the diode is important, as we all know that PN junction will allow current to flow only in one particular direction. Moving ahead, how is a PN junction diode formed? So we have seen how a PN junction diode looks like. Now let's see how is it formed. A PN junction diode is formed when a p-type semiconductor is fused to an n-type semiconductor, thereby creating a potential barrier in between, and this potential barrier is nothing but the depletion layer. Let's see with the help of a diagram how exactly a PN junction diode is formed. In this diagram you can see the P region. You can see that P region has more number of holes which are indicated by white circles. No p-type semiconductor is ideal. I cannot say that electrons are not present in p-type. Electrons are there, but they are minority. Similarly, if you talk about an n-type semiconductor, they have electrons as majority. That doesn't mean holes are not there. Holes are present in n-type semiconductors in the form of minority charge carriers. So in this diagram, in n region, you can see pink colored circles which are in huge number. They indicate electrons. In between them, you can see a junction represented by a yellow colored line. This junction represents the layer or the region where these two materials have fused and come together to form a junction. Clear? So now I'll move on to the topic and we'll see how depletion layer is formed. So just have a look at this animation. You can see that two semiconductors are brought together, they are fused together. You can see that some electrons have diffused to p-type, so holes are created in n-type. This region where you have no charge carriers present because the electrons and holes nullify each other, this is what is known as the depletion layer. See, electrons are diffusing from n-type to p-type. So suppose I say 5 electrons have moved, so 5 holes are created in the n region, and this layer is represented by depletion layer. Just have a look at the diagram below. In this diagram, you can see that depletion layer. Now, I can say in one single sentence that the process responsible for the formation of depletion layer is diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is because of uneven concentration. Now we can see that N region has more number of electrons and P region has less number of electrons. So you're not giving any energy. You are simply bringing these two materials together. So obviously the electrons from a higher concentration region will try to cross the junction and move towards the low concentration region. But all the electrons cannot move. Why? Because some of the electrons which are near the junction, they have once crossed the junction and moved towards the P side, thereby creating a negative layer on the P side. So if the other electrons try to come and cross the junction, they will be repelled by the negative charge created on the P side. Getting it? So only the electrons which are close or near the junction will cross the junction and move on to the P side, thereby creating a potential difference which is known as the depletion layer. This is how the depletion layer is formed. It is because of diffusion of electrons from a higher concentration region, that is N side, to a lower concentration region, that is P side, creating a potential difference across the junction which we call barrier or depletion layer. Now, let us understand the working of a PN junction diode. So construction we have already seen. We have seen that there is a barrier created across the junction due to the diffusion of electrons. So if you want current flow, you will have to overcome this barrier. So there is a particular condition in which this barrier is eliminated or this barrier is reduced. And let's see what this condition is. So what is forward bias of a PN junction diode? When an external voltage is applied to a PN junction diode, if this external potential cancels the potential barrier, so if the applied external voltage is cancelling the potential barrier, and only then you will get a flow of current, so such a junction is said to be in forward bias. So please keep in mind that forward bias is a condition in which the barrier is going to be cancelled. Only then it will result in a flow of current. Let's understand with the help of a diagram. So in this diagram, you can see that there is a potential in between, there is a depletion layer, but how is the connection done? You can see from the diagram that the N terminal of the diode is connected to the negative of the battery. The P terminal of the diode is connected to the positive of the battery. In this case, what is happening? The negative side will actually apply force to the electrons, and these electrons will now overcome the potential barrier. Because of this potential, because of the external voltage we are giving, the electrons gain energy and they have sufficient energy to cross the junction so that you get a continuous flow of current. Clear? So it is just overcoming the potential barrier with the help of external voltage. This is how a forward bias of a PN junction diode is. I would say the current which is obtained in this case is known as the current due to the majority carriers, and it is known as forward current. Now let's move on to what is a reverse bias of a PN junction diode. Now reverse bias, the name itself says reverse, means it's the reverse of the earlier phenomenon. So when external voltage applied to a PN junction diode increases the potential barrier, what used to happen in the earlier case? The potential barrier reduced. What will happen in this case? The potential barrier will increase. So if the external voltage applied to the PN junction diode increases the potential barrier and it opposes the flow of current, we say that the junction is in reverse bias. That means, just have a look at the diagram. You can see there is a change in connection. You can also see that there is an increase in depletion layer width. How is the connection done? The P-type material is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and the N-type material is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So what is going to happen in this case? The positive terminal of the battery, it will attract the electrons towards itself. So I would say the majority carriers are not moving towards the junction, they are moving away from the junction. So if the majority carriers in both the regions are moving away from the junction, that means the potential barrier is going to increase. And if the barrier is increasing, that means there is no current. But yes, you will get a very small amount of current in this case due to the minority carriers. Just look at the diagram. The N region represents 1 or 2 holes which will move towards the junction. Similarly, the P represents 1 or 2 electrons which will move towards the junction. So you will get a current, but that is negligible. And this current is known as the leakage current, or I would say it is known as the current due to the minority charge carriers. Generally, the value of this leakage current in case of silicon diodes is in nanoamperes, and in case of germanium diodes is in microamperes. Let's move ahead and understand the working with the help of a small animation. So this represents the forward bias. Just look at the connections. N-type negative of battery, P-type positive of battery. And what is happening? Now, I have just reversed. Right, so forward bias, you get a flow of current. Reverse bias, the depletion barrier increases and the connections are also swapped. Clear? So I can say in forward bias, because the majority carriers are able to move towards the junction, the barrier is eliminated or overcome, and hence there is current. But in reverse bias, the barrier increases, majority carriers move away from the junction, and hence the barrier cannot be overcome, and so there is no current in reverse bias. Let's have a look at some of the advantages of PN junction diode. It doesn't require any warm-up time for operation. It doesn't produce any current in the absence of applied voltage, because that condition is known as a zero bias condition of a PN junction diode. So diode will only give current when there is an external voltage applied, and that too in a particular condition when the potential barrier is eliminated. Next is, it is small in size and light in weight. You have seen in the earlier portion of this video that it's a small cylindrical structure. It has a low power consumption and operating voltage. And lastly, it can be easily incorporated in wiring. Easily, it can be used in any circuit. Now, let's have a look at some of the disadvantages. So it cannot withstand high reverse voltage, because if you give high reverse voltage, there would be a term called avalanche breakdown, and in that case your diode will burn. It is a non-ohmic conductor. Because it is a semiconductor device, it will not follow Ohm's law. It will not have the same characteristics like Ohm's law, because it is only going to give you current in one particular direction. So it doesn't follow Ohm's law. When polarized, only a small amount of current flows through it. Applications of PN junction diode. It is used in clamping circuits for DC restoration. So clamping circuits will only restore the DC component of current. It is also used in clipping circuits for wave shaping. Just to shape the wave, to give it a proper shape or to trim a part of wave, also PN junction is used. It is used in voltage multipliers. It is used as switches and rectifiers. The basic function of a PN junction diode is to give switching action, on in forward bias, off in reverse bias. I can say closed circuit in forward bias and open circuit in reverse bias. So basically a switching action and rectification. And lastly, it is used in digital logic gates. The basic gates can also be designed using a PN junction diode. So these are some of the listed applications of PN junction diodes. So in today's video, we have discussed what a PN junction diode is, how does it look like, how is it constructed. We have also seen its working in forward bias condition. We have seen what happens in reverse bias condition. We have discussed some advantages and disadvantages of PN junction diode along with some of its applications. I just hope you have understood all the topics I explained today very well. Thank you.